Hey everyone, and welcome to Post to Post. We meet again. Yeah, we talked last night about the crazy Wilson situation, and just the drama continues out of the Rangers organization. It's unreal because after I made that video, the Rangers tweeted that they were very displeased with the Department of Player Safety, the NHL, and specifically George Parros. They literally called him out in a public statement on Twitter, on social media. It was crazy. I have not seen something like that direct and that bold from a team ever. As you guys know, I'm not a really big Rangers fan. I like them way more than I used to, but I wouldn't even really consider myself a Rangers fan. I've watched them a decent amount this season, and some people like to comment on the teams that I wear in videos based on what I'm talking about. Someone said I was a Washington Capitals fan in that Wilson video from last night. Guys, if you're new, well, first of all, hit the subscribe button. But number two, I collect jerseys from all teams. So as I'm wearing the Rangers right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a Rangers fan. As you can see, there's the Boston one up there, Chicago, there's the Rangers jersey up there, and Buffalo down there. So, you know what? I just like to collect jerseys. But they put out that statement last night on Twitter, and oh man, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Just to have the balls to do that was just, it spoke volumes because they did it knowing that they would almost 100% certainly get fined by the NHL for it. And they were okay with it. Why? Because it's about doing the right thing versus saving money. And the organization of the Rangers is, they're known for having some deep pockets. So I don't think it really mattered what the NHL would fine them. Now, if we go back to 2013, I think it was, the San Jose Sharks actually got fined for a comment that they made, which was not as bad. They basically just said that they disagreed with a suspension call. I can't remember what player it was on. And they were fined $100,000. And that was less severe than what the Rangers did last night. Now, as I'm filming this, nothing has been released from the NHL. I don't know if they're going to be fined anytime soon. Maybe it's something that happens in the offseason. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll keep an eye out for that. But following all that drama last night, which was crazy, today, just recently, the Rangers announced that they have let go of their president and GM. So John Davidson and Jeff Gordon have been they've been canned. They are out. Now, just for reference, Davidson was hired in, I think it was May of 2019, so literally exactly 2 years ago, as a president. And Jeff Gordon, I believe it was July 2015. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure it was July 2015. Jeff Gordon has been there for a decent amount of time. He's been there 6 years, and he has gone through the process of announcing a rebuild halfway through the season, 3 years ago, I think it was, or 2 years ago, which was, again, a move that really had some balls. I really appreciated that. That move right there got me interested in the Rangers because they didn't care about, they were halfway through the season. They were like, you know what? We're going to switch it up. We're going to do a little bit of a rebuild here. And they publicly announced it. That's not something you typically do, especially mid-season, but they did it. And I was like, dang, I need to pay attention to this team. And I have. And they did it again today with a bit of a blow-up. They've let them go, guys. They've let them go. And it's odd. It's odd. I find the timing extremely suspicious. I find the decision very odd. Now, apparently the firing has nothing to do with the statement that was released last night about the Wilson situation. This is totally unrelated. It's been in the works. It just happened to happen the day after, I guess, is what they're saying. I don't know if that's officially their statement, but that is what is coming from the inside of the organization to some of the media outlets out there. So I'm going to believe those people because those are very trustworthy people on Twitter. So I don't know. I trust that the information is correct and that's what's being said in the organization, but I don't trust that is the actual reason. It is too suspicious. It is too odd. Why would you do that the day after your team just released that interesting statement? And also, I think they have 3 games left, if I'm not mistaken, or something around there. Why would you do it with 3 games left in the season? That doesn't make sense. Do it in the offseason. Do it as soon as the season is done. Don't do it with 3 games left in the season right after a pretty bold statement from the organization the night before. It is just it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm not gullible enough to believe their actual reason. So their actual reason was that they were disappointed with this season and they felt the team underperformed and they wanted to switch things up. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think they did maybe underperform a little bit, but there were a lot of variables throughout the season that they couldn't necessarily control. I would say that they underperformed a little bit. I actually did think that they were going to make the playoffs, and they didn't. So I think I predicted them maybe in fourth. So I guess close a little bit. Maybe it was third. I can't remember exactly, but I had high hopes, and unfortunately the hopes were slashed, and they're not going to make the playoffs. But I think it was a pretty good growth year. I mean, I saw a lot of young players get a lot of experience, which was great. I just don't, I don't know. It's odd. It's really odd to see the timing of this. Like, that's what is just so strange. And there has been drama elsewhere on the team throughout the year. You've got the Panarin situation with Russia, which is out of the Rangers' control, but it was still, it was still drama. They still had to deal with it. There was the Tony DeAngelo situation, who basically got kicked off the team, which is crazy. You had the statement from last night, which was something I've never seen from any team. And then you've got what just happened now, the big firing. So there's been a lot of drama around the Rangers this season, and it's not all really been good drama. Now, the stuff that happened last night, their statement was fantastic. From a fan's perspective, when you have a team, an original 6 team, and a historic franchise coming out against the NHL and giving their opinion, which is the opposite opinion, and basically calling them out, is huge. That sends shockwaves through the entire sports industry, not just hockey. Like, that's a big deal in the sports industry, branching outside of hockey into baseball, football, all that stuff. Like, that is a bold thing to do as a professional sports team, one that is that old and respected as the New York Rangers. So that's a big deal, guys, and they did it. So it's an odd situation. I don't know really where we're going to go from here. I suspect that the NHL probably won't hand them a fine right away. They're likely going to sit on it a little bit. And there's a little part in the back of my brain that thinks, I wonder if the NHL gave the Rangers an ultimatum and said, and behind the scenes, obviously, you need to fire the people who are responsible for that tweet. If you do, we won't fine you. If you don't, you're getting a fine. And I'm wondering if the fine was like maybe seriously significant, like millions. But even then, I think they would have paid it. But I can't imagine that statement last night came from anyone else than likely, like, the owner would have known about it, I think. So, again, maybe that part of my brain is, the conspiracy theories are going a little crazy in my brain, but I think I'm definitely wrong there. But still, it's just odd. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. But anyways, as I'm filming this, there's a game on tonight between the Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers. Guys, if you ain't watching it, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? By the time I get this released, maybe the game is already underway. So if you haven't seen it, or if you didn't know they were playing, shut this video off right now and go watch the game. All right, guys, enjoy it, and let's talk about it later this week maybe and see what happens. Take care. Adios.